everyone. So basically, I'm Mário Alves. I'm the CEO and co-founder of LayerX. And apart from that, I'm also one of the organizers of ETH Portal. So before I begin my presentation, I would just like to say that I hope that you're having a great time. And I hope that you also learn something today, not just with my talk, but with the rest of the amazing speakers that are here today. So I'm here to talk about decentralized work, as the title says. So how does the future look like? Some people actually believe that the future is going to be a solar punk theme where everyone is going to have flying cars, everything green, kind of like a sci-fi future, right? Some other people believe that we actually live in a simulation, or we will live in a simulation when AI starts to be bigger and actually the machines take over, and then we will all want to take the red pill. But there's another perspective, which is the multiverse perspective. So in the sense that we will be able to travel through several multiverses. We're kind of doing that with metaverses and whatnot. But again, this is another potential future that people believe in. So yeah, these are the three possibilities that I've listed today. But what do these futures all have in common? Work. So I believe that in every one of them, work will still be something that will happen. So the future is, in my opinion, task-based work, in the sense that if you think and look back before the Industrial Revolution, everyone worked by doing gigs and doing tasks, and they get paid for it. But then, with the Industry Revolution, what we had was factories. So people needed to have a schedule, needed to have specific amount of hours. So a 9-to-5 job became the normal in terms of work. But now, considering that everything is remote, considering that most of the tasks can actually be done on the hours and the schedule that you see fit, a 9-to-5 job doesn't make more sense anymore, apart from some applications like the industry that I mentioned. So what we're seeing right now is a way for people to get money based on the task that they perform, instead of having like a traditional job and a traditional career. So that has, of course, some advantages. But before I get into that, when you want to do that kind of labor and that kind of work, you typically go to centralized platforms like freelancing.com and some other gig platforms that there are available in the markets. But the problem is the payment infrastructure is somewhat broken. So there is this middleman that holds your money as a worker, and they will pay you once that work is delivered, but you don't know when, because some of them actually take their time to make the payment. The payment is typically done by fiat currency, so that means that depending on where you are in the global, you may get the money faster, or you may not even get the money if you are in a remote location where you don't have access to a bank, for example. So this is the current situation, one of the problems. The other problem is reputation is hard to build, because basically you need to build a reputation from scratch in that specific platform. And if you want to use another platform, you cannot take the reputation with you. So it works in a monolithic base, and you cannot basically transfer your reputation to somewhere else. There are, of course, tools like LinkedIn and CVs that use that reputation that you've built, but you know that that might be faked. So I can go to LinkedIn right now and say I'm the co-founder of Ethereum Foundation, or I'm the CEO of Google. And probably LinkedIn will take some time in order to realize that. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff that you can make up, and sometimes it's not just the reputation that is hard to build, but it's actually something that can be faked. And the third problem is that incentives are not aligned with the worker. So an organization pays you according to what they seem to think that is the standards and the requirements for their work. So you deliver a job in a centralized platform, and the entity that pays you is going to evaluate your work. So you might have done a good work, and they might say, no, you haven't, and you won't get paid. And they can still use that work that you did. So these are the types of situations that happen a lot, and it's a problem that, in my opinion, needs to be changed. So for me, the way is actually through decentralized platforms. And what are the advantages of doing that? On one side, the payment infrastructure is done through smart contracts. So a smart contract acts as an escrow, holds the money until you deliver the work. And when you deliver the work, that work is approved, you get paid. And you get paid automatically through a wallet, so it usually takes a couple of minutes to settle. And it means that you can use that money instantly. And even for the regions that don't have access to banks, it's even better, right? So we're privileged to be in Europe or in the US because we have facilitated access to money. But in some regions, that is not the case. Also, soul-bound tokens, which is one of the things that Vitalik keeps talking about, allows you to build on-chain reputation. So that means that you can build the reputation in one specific platform and then take it somewhere else and use that to build your own digital CV. And also, another aspect is that validation can be done through a crowd of validators. So that means that it's no longer the entity that pays you the money that can assure that work was good or not. You can actually crowdsource it to a crowd of validators that say, no, this work is actually done in a professional manner and it's according to the requirements. So this specific person deserves to get paid. So let me show you some examples of that. One of the examples is something that we created inside Layer X that we called POPs, so Proof of Participation. So inside Layer X, we have two products, one of them more focused on hackathons and the other more focused on bounties. Actually, the platform for the hackathons is the one that is being used for this hackathon. And that means that everyone at the end of the hackathon will get a thing like this. So it's an NFT that proves that you were a participant, a mentor, or a jury inside a hackathon. You can actually transfer that to your specific wallet, transfer between wallets, and use that as your on-chain reputation. So it's a proof that you actually did that specific job, and you can use that for your digital CV. Another thing that we are doing is on-chain bounties. So basically, the other platform, the other product that I was talking about, bPro Network, is a protocol for companies to be able to launch development tasks. So they need something to be developed. They can launch a bounty on the platform, and that money that they pay in terms of reward goes into a smart contract. So the smart contract holds the money. We as a company don't hold any money. The organization doesn't hold any money. So people actually feel safer because they know they're going to get paid if they deliver a good job. Another thing that we are currently building is digital identity. So using ENS as a digital identifier in your profile. For example, if you're a hacker and you're participating in this hackathon, then we can actually prove that that specific wallet belongs to this specific person. So it's a cool way for us to build a digital identity that serves also as reputation on-chain. And for us, this is just the beginning. So there will be many decentralized platforms to do this. And we're taking the steps so that this becomes the new normal in terms of work. So my suggestion is to keep building these platforms and to making these advancements, because this will be the future, and we are hoping for that to be a very good future. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the talks, of the events, and see you around. Thank you.